All right, so this is the news for May the 21st, 2020. So, first off, we've got decent news. This was really cool. Terraria's final update. So Terraria, they had they've been around for 10 years now, getting live updates. The thing is that I find interesting about this all is not only have they did 10 years of updates, they also released another game with half their company who did what's the name of that other game? Starbound. And they were very similar games. But what is really cool about this is that all the content has been very good for Terraria. It's all been very fun, and some of the major updates have only come in the last few ones that are really shook up the game. But the second part to this was the fact that they had an insane amount of people playing it. It started trending. It was like one of the top games being played on Steam. Yeah, super cool. I got on them. Hopefully, good luck to them on their next project, because Terraria was a very fun game. Next up is Kerbal Space Program, another game that's had a decent amount of updates and long life. Is apparently there is an update coming to Kerbal Space Program called Shared Horizons, but it's weird because they're producing a new game, so don't know what that means. That means they've split their dev team, but yeah, it'd be hopefully people like that update. I don't really know much about that game myself, so yeah. Another indie one. I got a couple of indies in a row. Binding of Isaac's final DLC has been delayed, and Mugenics is still in development. So, Binding of Isaac's made by like 3 people. It's so small of a team. Same with all the other stuff he works on. Edward McMillan. He's working on Mugenics at the moment. I haven't really liked a lot of his other games, like Meat Boy or anything like that. But I really love Binding of Isaac. I really like that game. So I'm totally ready for the final DLC, whatever it is. It's called Binding of Isaac 4 Souls. Don't know what that means. There's crazy weird lore with Binding of Isaac, so yeah, very dark. If you've never played that game, it's very dark. Next we have Mojang rebrands itself to Mojang Studios. I'm not 100% sure why they've done this. It would be just to restituate themselves. I don't know really why they've done this at all. If you do know, let me know. Because, yeah, like, it might be only a superficial change, but it means that they're still there and kicking behind the scenes. It's not Microsoft has just absorbed them and that's it, I think. Maybe. Oh, cool. Yeah, Gamescom 2020 opening night will be August 27. So still quite a while away, but we've got Gamescom because they're not doing the in-person stuff anymore. No, none of the physical. It's all digital. So, yeah, we will probably be seeing all of that. Also produced by Jeff Niley. He's everywhere. I didn't even notice that that was actually a thing. Okay. He's running Summer of Games and he's running this. Okay. Well, that's good. At least it'll be consistent and there hopefully won't be weird news crossovers. Phantasy Star Online PC release is slated for May 27th. Now, I've talked about Phantasy Star before on stream. This game never came to the West. It's a very much beloved thing now. It's very a cult classic. There's so much built around it. And they're finally getting the PC version for everyone to get access to globally, and it's slated for May 27th. So that's pretty dang soon. So if you're excited for that, go check it out. I probably will, I think. It's pretty old now, but I do kind of want to play it. So we'll see. Who knows, I might play it on stream. I don't know. Epic Games Store integrates keyless purchasing with third-party platforms. This is super weird. So if you've never bought keys online, this could be a little confusing article, but it's basically things like, if you may have heard of like Green Man Gaming, Fanatical Gamba, there's a whole heap of other ones, Green Dragon, like there's lots and lots of them. Basically they sell keys to you, and then you just plug and play. But it looks like you can pretty much, they're adding a direct link to the Epic Store, so you just purchase through them and then it goes through. But I don't really know how this works, because usually they bulk buy keys, and I don't know how you do wholesale effectively without having a key system. So that means that they're purchasing everything directly through Epic Games and stuff like that. So they're in control of like, so I guess it's just to make sure that money is flowing through to Epic, but it's still kind of weird. I think this is a good move, because you're not going to ever get rid of these things. So having a system more integrated makes sense, but kind of weird, like in terms of something to try and manage, especially when it will come back to refunds and just all that other stuff. Like, so yes, we'll see. This is just a interesting move. I don't think I've really seen people talking about this, but kind of a big deal, in my opinion. We have a rumor that, we've got a couple of rumors today. The PS5 is planned for early June, and the state of play, sorry, the event, not the actual PS5. So, and the state of play is set for August. So we know that there is a early June, reported set for June 4th, but it's now unclear. So early June was when we're supposed to see the PS5 properly. We're going to see some first party, but we thought the state of play for all the first party games was supposed to be happening, third party games. All the third party reveals were supposed to happen sort of closer to, but it sounds like they're going to be August, so it's not a lot has changed, it's just more, it's become more fuzzy, so don't slate down any dates just yet. Super Lucky's Tale. I really think these games are cute, and I kind of wish I'd been able to play the ones that aren't VR, and they feel like the first spiritual successor to old cute platformers than we've had in a long time. Like I'm playing on the side Spyro at the moment, and it makes me remember that era. So Lucky's Tale is the closest I've seen visually that feels like that's what works. And it's a new one is coming to PC, and not PC, sorry, PS4 and Xbox One. So that's pretty cool. I kind of want to play that, even though it's for kids. Another delay. There's so many delays. I cut quite a few delays actually, but this one's sort of sizable. Kingdom Hearts big DLC, Dark Road, is being... Oh, this is... Oh, I got this wrong. This isn't the new DLC. This is the update for Union Cross. Okay. Yeah, that's not the biggest news, but yeah. Shadowverse is getting 2B added and 9S. So Shadowverse, if you've never played it, it is essentially a card game like Hearthstone. It's a digital card game, very much like Hearthstone, in fact, but it's produced by I've forgotten the name of that company. The Grand Blue Company. What's the name of that company? But yeah, basically Shadowverse, getting a new character. Basically, it's generally a portrait class. Like it doesn't really change the class per se. It won't do like interesting things, I don't believe. I could be wrong, but generally they're just skins for other ones. Yeah, 9S is a portal crafter. Yeah, so they're just skins for other ones. Who is she? She's a sword crafter. Okay. Yeah. But there's lots of collab characters, but it's kind of cool just to see more Shadowverse, more near content just around. I'm just always okay with that. So this is another rumor. This one's probably a bit heavier for people because it's the opposite of all the other news, where we're getting lots of news for the other platforms. Nintendo has not said anything about having any directs, and it seems like we might not get any directs for some time, because it sounds like the COVID stuff is hitting their offices pretty hard. I would imagine that they're being pretty serious about the health and safety stuff because of how Nintendo just operate in general. But I am not too surprised by this fact. It's just a little sad because then we know that there are games in the work. We might just start getting more Super Paper Mario reveals, basically, where it's just like, oh, game's coming out. Hope you really want to play that. But for this, I think it's actually a good thing for the other companies, and it's Nintendo not having to butt heads with them might be a good thing. Bad for stocks, but good for just in terms of the landscape, in terms of not everyone trying to fight for the limelight. Because Sony and Microsoft are going to take all the limelight for a period. Like, Nintendo won't be able to really wrestle that. Such a big event is going to happen in the gaming sphere in terms of the reveals of the new consoles, so probably works out that they don't need to have any directs. So, yeah. Might just turn the BGM a little bit up. Okay, again, I don't really do these too often, but this was a pretty good Humble Bundle that I saw. You've got some... Humble Bundle, basically, they sell a whole heap of games at generally a cheap price, and you can choose how the money goes to it, but it also generally goes to other... Like, you can put it to charities and things like that. But in this case, we've got some games that I think are very, very, very much worth getting at a lower price. Katamari Damacy. Tekken 7 is extremely big there. Tales of Berseria, good game. And .hack GU. I'm a very big .hack fan. I have got the remastered collection. I want to play them at some point. But they are decently long RPGs, so I will get eventually to them. But yeah, there's a couple of other games in there that you might be excited about, but go check out the list. I think it's pretty cool. For anyone that has a Nintendo Switch and you are experiencing problems and you haven't been able to get them fixed, the repair services are gradually reopening. So unfortunately, during this time period, because of all the shutdowns, Nintendo weren't able to fix as many Switches as they needed to, which is kind of problematic just in terms of like more people buying Switches, more people playing Switch, but things can just break. It just is a percentage thing. It doesn't matter how good your product is, you're going to have things fail. And what can you do if the repair places are closed? So some people would buy new ones, all that sort of stuff, and that's difficult because there's not very many of them available. But now we have the repair places opening, which is really good. And yeah, I think that's just a getting back to normal situation, which is nice. So the Mother series anniversary is coming up, and so Japan are putting together a little collection of things that are going to celebrate it. included is this Pollyanna Mother comic. So this is just kind of fun. I think this is an interesting thing to come about. So if you're a Mother fan, you might have to order this overseas, but might be a good import, because I think that it's going to have some amazing art. It's got some very notable artists and people that come up like in the fan scene. So it's like Toby Fox is actually going to be a part of this. Basically, yeah, it's just a big collection of like a whole heap of fan stuff, memorabilia, talking about the actual game itself. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Might not be for everyone, but it's one of those sort of collectorly items if you're a Mother fan. So yeah, it's set for the 12th of June. Next up, so with all the other things closing down for COVID, it looks like New Game Plus Expo will happen on June 23rd. I believe this is mostly a digital event. Yeah, it is a digital event. But you can see there's some pretty notable players here. A lot of fighting game stuff here. You have Arxis, SNK, Tecmo, Grasshopper's going to be there. NIS, Way Forward. Well, Way Forward's going to be there. Arc System, Gung Ho, so that'll probably be Ninjala. Like Chunsoft, oh nice. Natsume, Atlas. So yeah, you got quite a few like big ones. These are all notable. Playism and Idea Factory. So I'm excited to see what they're going to show off. Maybe some next gens hidden in there. Again, anytime we've got stuff coming up in the next like couple months, could be reveals for next gen games. So yeah. All right. Now for the big news, which is I saw this rumor floating around, and then I saw it confirmed like via Twitter from Scott Warner himself. Tencent is going to be making a AAA studio in America, in LA specifically. Really weird. I was not expecting this. Tencent is a Chinese-owned company that manages a lot of like Southeast Asia companies. People have a lot of issue with Tencent. There's a lot of stuff that they do that rub people the wrong way. There's a lot of stuff that they are the big one though. They are the biggest from China. Well, I believe. I might be wrong about that. Some of them are just bigger in terms of stocks and stuff. But anyway, they are moving over and they're getting Scott Warner, who is a ex designer or dev from Black Isle Studios. He was recently from like an Ubisoft project, you can see. So he's been around for a while. We weren't quite sure what he would be working on. Very weird news. But then this piece of news dropped. Tencent acquires the right for System Shock 3. So, I think we know what AAA company, the game they're probably going to be working on. So, System Shock System Shock 2 came out a very, very long time ago. It's very beloved. People have been waiting for 3 for a very long time. It's been rumored, bounced around in terms of a development game coming about and then going away and all that stuff. Like Deus Ex, like sort of was meant to sort of take a whole heap of that stuff. Like it's been so weird, but there is a chance now that this might become the new home for System Shock. For better or worse, we don't know what could come about as a game. We don't know what format. Who knows? But I guess it's something to keep an eye on. But yeah. And the last piece of news we have, just as a nice fun one, Castlevania Spotify playlist shared by Konami Europe. So, yeah. Konami not dead. Their weird zombified body still lurches about, spewing out like weird references to their older games. Who knows if we get anything out of them anytime soon properly. But we get the Castlevania music, which is fun. Some of these soundtracks are really, really good. Like Aria Sorrows, Symphony of the Night. Like, I'll probably listen to some of this. Probably not through Spotify though. Alright. And that will be all the news for today. Yeah, I ended up getting through about a good time. Probably a good amount of news we did end up getting. But yeah, I don't know how much we're probably going to get over the next week or two. But yeah, here's looking forward to what's ahead in the next month. Because, oh, them PlayStations are coming. Xbox news, next gen. I'm very excited. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm going to BRB quickly, and then we will jump into Zelda Oracle of Seasons and continue that playthrough. Right. Thanks for watching. I'll be back shortly.